Well, it looks like YouTube and Google in general is in trouble because the European Commission is opening an investigation into YouTube for their AI crap. Basically, there's a lot of like legal jargon in here, but essentially what is happening is people on YouTube are having their videos used by Google for generative AI models, and they're not compensating the creators in any sort of way or offering them any possibility to refuse such use of their content. This is actually a little bit of a throwback to a story I talked about like 2 months ago, where these two Bollywood actors and actresses were talking about the fact that their likeness was being used in AI slop videos on YouTube, where it was showing them kissing other people. They're a couple, by the way, and it was showing them kissing other people. And in their lawsuit, not only did they want YouTube to take down all the videos that were made of them, but they also wanted YouTube to basically be forced to not use those types of content to train their generative AI models. That was actually written in their lawsuit. And, we'll see how that ends up happening and what happens with the court case. But it seems like the European Commission has had enough, and they're like, you know what? You guys keep using people's damn videos to train your AI crap. So now they're actually going to be doing a formal investigation. Content creators uploading videos on YouTube have an obligation to grant Google permission to use their data for different purposes, including for training generative AI models. Google does not remunerate. I've never even heard that word in my life, but apparently it means pay for services. YouTube content creators for their content, nor does allow them to upload their content on YouTube without allowing Google to use such data. At the same time, rival developers of AI models are barred by YouTube policies from using YouTube content to train their own models. So basically, YouTube is being hypocrites. They prevent rival developers from using YouTube videos to train their own AI models, but YouTube is allowed to do it because, I guess, why not, right? I guess that's what Google's argument is. And then they start talking about some articles of the TFEU and all this stuff, and to be honest, I don't know what any of that means. But like I said, Google and YouTube in general is just in trouble for using people's videos to train their AI models. One thing that did kind of confuse me, though, was the fact that the European Commission said that they didn't offer a possibility to refuse such use of their content, like having your videos used to train AI models. But unless I'm mistaken here, I thought YouTube did give us that option. I thought there was an option somewhere in here where you can actually decline on basically allowing them to use your videos to train AI models. Oh yeah, right here. Isn't this it right here? So there's a third-party training section in the advanced settings where it says allow third-party companies to train AI models using my channel content. Obviously, I did not check that, but it says if you select this option, YouTube may share your videos with a third-party company provided that you and all other applicable right holders have chosen to allow that company. The training permission status of all videos will be available through a publicly accessible interface. I don't know if this is the same thing as what the European Commission is referring to, but it does seem like YouTube does actually give you an option to opt out of it. Whether they're following through on the promise and not sending your videos to the AI models anyways, I don't know. But regardless, on Tuesday, they did get hit with an EU antitrust investigation over its use of content for AI purposes. As we all know, YouTube, Neil Mohan, everyone at Google is just super high on AI right now. Everything that they want to do is just all AI, and the community is getting tired of it. There's a specific tweet from Dexerto where they were talking about YouTube CEO wanting AI to be in everything and saying like, oh, we're going to enable a new class of creators who previously lacked the skills or equipment. You don't need any skills or equipment to make YouTube videos. You just need to make people care about whatever message you're trying to spread, whether it's entertainment or something important. For me, it's neither, because I'm not a skilled creator at all. I just kind of yap. But a lot of people were, quote, retweeting this and just giving their opinions on how stupid it was. The nerve of Neil, because he actually said that the tech will revive YouTube's early era of enthusiastic amateurs. Ah, yes, that early era of YouTube when people would sit in their rooms and film on their camera and just do basic little jump cuts and little skits and stuff like that. Yeah, that basically is going to get revived by AI, basically. What is he even talking about? Back in the day, people would make content and they would just make videos, and it wouldn't take them a lot of skill or anything like that. They don't need a huge editing team or whatever. It would just be people talking in their bedrooms, making videos and stuff like that. This was like the golden era of YouTube, when it actually felt like we had kind of a connection with the content creators that we used to watch. So the fact that Neil is suggesting that, this whole AI crap is going to bring back YouTube to an early era where it really enables creators and stuff like that, it's just such bullshit, and it doesn't actually make any sense. But regardless, the investigation was basically seeing if Google had breached EU competition rules by using the content of web publishers as well as content uploaded on the online video sharing platform YouTube for AI purposes. The probe will examine whether Google is distorting competition by imposing unfair terms and conditions on publishers and content creators, or by granting itself privileged access to the content and placing developers of rival AI models at a disadvantage. So they are investigating to see if Google may have imposed unfair terms and conditions on publishers and content creators while placing rival AI models developers at a disadvantage in breach of EU competition rules. So essentially, the EU is stating that if Google wants to use our videos to train their AI models, they need to be compensating us in some sort of way. We need to actually be getting paid if they use our content. The commission said it would investigate to what extent the generation of AI overviews in AI mode by Google is based on web publishers' content without appropriate compensation and without the possibility for publishers to refuse without losing access to Google search. This complaint risks stifling innovation in a market that is more competitive than ever, a Google spokesperson told CNBC. Europeans deserve to benefit from the latest technologies, and we will continue to work closely with the news and creative industries as they transition to the AI era. And remember that in September, the EU actually fined Google $3.4 billion for breaching antitrust rules by distorting competition in the advertising technology industry. So basically, Google has kind of like a chokehold over the online advertising space and definitely over the video sharing space. So they're using their power and maybe even abusing it, especially when it comes to training AI models without actually compensating content creators. But the EU Commission is not just going after YouTube. They also hit Elon Musk's social media app X with a 120 million euro fine. So 140 million US dollars on Friday for breaching transparency obligations around its advertising repository and the deceptive design of its blue checkmark. $140 million, not really anything to Twitter, and $3 billion, not really anything to Google. But the point is, if they do keep getting fined like this over and over again, eventually Google and Twitter are going to have to change their ways. But especially Google, I mean, I care about Google and YouTube way more than Twitter. I just want them to get rid of all this AI bullshit off the platform, man. But like we talked about in that other lawsuit that those other two Bollywood actors were putting against YouTube, they actually did have a clause in there where they said, yeah, stop using freaking videos to train your AI model. This is something that I've mentioned in so many different videos, but just as a reminder, because it still makes me baffled to this day, in July of this year, out of the top 100 fastest growing channels, 9 of them were AI. So almost 10% of the top 100 channels on YouTube are AI slop bullshit like this. Obviously, when there are AI videos made like that, and normal YouTube videos and normal people using their voices and stuff like that, YouTube is actually using that content to train AI models. Why do you guys think that AI just keeps getting better and better? One of the most viral AI slop videos that have ever been made is this video on the left where you can see Will Smith eating spaghetti in 2023. And obviously it looks super fake. It looks kind of funny. And it also kind of looks really creepy, right? Well, 2 years later, look at the 2025 one and tell me that that doesn't look way more realistic and extremely hard to tell whether it's real or fake. I mean, this is where AI is headed right now. And obviously these AI systems are able to improve by looking at actual real videos, by looking at actual real voices. And it makes the sounds and visuals so much more professional and it looks so much more realistic. And this is going to be the point that we're going to get to soon where we're really not going to be able to tell what's an AI video or a real video. So personally, I sincerely hope that even if the EU Commission doesn't have the best, morals in mind, maybe they have their own selfish reasoning on why they're going after Google, or same thing with like the Bollywood actors and actresses. Hopefully they can put pressure on Google, YouTube, and AI companies and organizations in general to just stop with all this AI shit, man. We are at the point right now where I think a lot of people are really getting tired of AI, especially on the internet. A lot of people are talking about the fact that there should just be a button on all social media where you can just click a button and it excludes all AI off your feed. I would be so in favor of that. YouTube and I have had an extremely rocky relationship, but I'm telling you right now, if YouTube was to add this on December 25th as a Christmas gift and exclude AI button where it gets rid of all AI off of your homepage and videos in general, dude, I would just be so happy. It would be the best gift that YouTube could give us. But obviously, they're not going to do that because they are super hot on AI, and it seems like they are now getting punished for it because it seems like there are some immoral practices going on in terms of improving their AI as well. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. It seems like the European Commission is going after YouTube, and it seems like YouTube's AI usage might be a little bit more nefarious. Please leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more. See ya.